Hey guys, James from Coinstart. I'm with David from Penta, a Singaporean company.
Yeah.
Foundation, sorry, my bad. And are building, well, he did say blockchain 4.0. Nah, you're going to have to defend that and tell me why.
Okay, look, I kind of take that from what we've seen here at the APAC conference in Australia and what we've been hearing from other companies. There's a lot of people that are trying to be blockchain 3.0.
Yep.
And what is blockchain 3.0? Well, in the parlance of the day, you have blockchain 1.0 is Bitcoin, 2.0 is Ethereum. What people are trying to do in 3.0 is to bridge the interoperability gap between different blockchain networks.
For example?
Well, you have projects, I don't really like to name other products, but you have projects like Cosmos, you have projects like Definity. Yeah, you have all kinds of products that are trying to be the ones that solve the problem of blockchains talking to blockchains.
Yep.
But our problem with that is that it only solves a portion of the problem. It doesn't solve the ultimate problem, which is bringing blockchain technology to real users and real people and solving real problems in the tangible world.
Okay.
So for us, we want to not only solve the cross-chain problem, but we want to be able to bridge the gap between blockchains and existing networks. So you don't have to be a blockchain-based technology or a decentralized ledger technology to interact with decentralized ledgers,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Okay.
So we call ourselves Penta, the Universal Blockchain Connector. We want to connect blockchains, we want to connect to traditional networks, and we want to connect the on-chain to the off-chain. Because our goal is to provide a more productive blockchain, so something that's actually providing real solutions. Yeah.
That's cool. And so, is it proof of work, proof of stake? How is it like? Is it a real blockchain?
It's a real blockchain. It's a proof. It's, if you mean by that is a proof of work, no. It's a delegated proof of stake,
Okay.
but it's our own twist on delegated proof of stake. So we've developed a protocol called DSC, Dynamic Stake Consensus. I don't want to get too into weeds about the tech, but
yeah, a little bit,
it involves an element of DPoS.
Yep.
What we've discovered is that there's pluses and minuses to each kind of consensus protocol that you use.
Yeah.
So we have a delegated proof of stake component, we have a DBFT component. We hope we're taking the best from each of those components. That's what our research has shown. But in addition to that, we have a randomization element. So similar to Algorand, if you're familiar with that project.
Yeah.
What we hope to achieve with the randomization element is to make it a more secure system.
Interesting. And so is there like, with the delegated proof of stake, is that, say with like Neo, I think is there 9 or someone said 14 before?
7. 7 nodes, yeah.
Yeah, how many nodes would you have? And will you have master nodes or how does that
We'll
work?
have a large amount of nodes.
Yeah, but you
and that
control
will
them all?
come from the DPoS part of the protocol. But by
Right.
the time you get to the DBFT layer, you'll have selected nodes, but the nodes are selected through randomization.
Right.
So there's no centralized control exerted there. But the benefit of having a DBFT aspect to the protocol is that you have, it's easier to achieve finality.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. And so what
We're trying to take the best of technologies that have been tested, but we don't feel that anybody's delivered a satisfactory answer.
Yeah.
I think anybody will agree with that.
That's fair, yeah.
To the proof of stake situation. But
Yeah.
because with Penta we're trying, as I said, to be focused on providing productive results to the real world economy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we don't feel like proof of stake is a sustainable model. A proof of work is a sustainable model because of the amount of electricity that it uses.
That's fair. And so, but will people be able to create their own nodes, or are you going to be running all those nodes? Like Neo controls their own nodes?
Yeah, no, we're not going to be controlling our own nodes. People will
Okay.
be able to create their own nodes.
Yep.
And
Interesting.
And again, we're using the randomization to make sure that we stay decentralized,
Okay,
but that
great.
we're also able to deliver on our throughput.
Great. Okay, that's cool. I get that. Okay, so what are some real-world examples of what people could build on your product, and like how many transactions per second and stuff like that?
Cool, great. Well, instead of giving you some imaginary answer, I can tell you real-world projects that we've already worked on. So our development team comes from years of experience doing fintech and working with primarily financial institutions, but also others building blockchain solutions. So I'll give you 3 examples. We have a project right now called Fans Time. This is an entertainment project. They're building a blockchain solution to deal with IP problems, but specifically they're trying to build it's kind of like an influence-based coin that is connected with a particular movie star or celebrity.
Okay.
That you
That's
can,
cool.
yeah, that you can trade on, but also protect the IP or the also the influence of that particular star. So
Yeah.
they're building that on the Penta blockchain. We're growing together because we haven't released the public chain yet.
Yeah.
But there's some benefits to that. We can talk about that later.
That's
Another
great.
project we did is a rice project. We did a logistics chain solution for a big agro company in China. And what we did for them was we were able to track rice from the farm to the mill, to the trucking, to the store, to the point of sale, to the buyer. And all of it was done using WeChat in China, so they could see in real time the tracking. And if anybody doesn't know, WeChat is kind of like WhatsApp plus Facebook. It's a really high functioning platform. So we were able to deliver the information from that platform to WeChat.
Wow. And onto the blockchain.
It's a blockchain solution. So the tracking for the logistics process was all done with blockchain.
But has WeChat integrated with that?
But people were able to see the tracking in real time on WeChat. So they could just scan the QR code. So when they got the bag of rice at the end of the day, they could scan the QR code with their WeChat, and then it just told them everything from the beginning of the process to the end.
That's radical.
Yeah, so we've already done that. That's out there, and that company that we provided the solution for has marketed that to the mass market in China. So that's really cool.
That's huge. Okay. And so, talking more about the company that's actually behind this. This is a spin out from the company and the credibility that you guys have. Because I was like, when you your co-founder or founder presented this morning, I was like, right, this makes sense that this company could actually create what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, Penta Foundation is an independent foundation. Right. We're building the Penta platform, but we're working with a really experienced dev team. So instead of doing it in-house, you could say that we've outsourced to a really experienced development team. And this team has, I think I mentioned before, done blockchain for several years, worked with about 80 banks and financial institutions, primarily banks. And one of the cool things is that we primarily worked with international banks, so not specific to any jurisdiction. So we're very familiar with the problems with bank to bank and cross-border transactions, which are particularly acute right now in Asia, but also actually here in Australia. From a personal example, I recently tried to receive a payment from Australia to a US bank account. I'm American, and it took 2 weeks to find out that the payment was rejected.
Oh no!
Just to find out the payment was rejected, came back to the Australian bank. So we definitely are well positioned to be dealing with financial transactions on the blockchain.
Yeah. Wow. And so you've raised a bit of money. What can you say about that?
We did a private offering pre-ICO. $20 million.
Nice.
US dollars we raised, and we are still talking internally about whether or not we can do a public ICO. We would love to do that because a lot of us are early adopters of Bitcoin and other cryptos, and we really believe in the community aspect. But we're very cautious right now about the regulatory situation. There's a lot of evolving regulations.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll see what happens.
So we'll keep posted on that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Check us out on our website.
Let us know. So subscribe.
Can I say my website?
Yeah.
It's www.penta.global. Not my website, but the website for Penta Foundation. And we'll have all the information there. If we do decide to do a public ICO, please join us.
Oh, man.
If not, we'll be doing a roadshow, and we hope to meet people and grow our community.
Dude, I'm pretty impressed from what I've heard. I haven't looked at the website, the white paper yet, but from everything you're saying and realising the company that's backing the foundation that Penta is, very impressive, and always interested in new chains and new approaches. So
thank you. And let me just say, we've learned a little bit about your company. We're also very impressed with what you guys do and the market here in Australia.
Thank you.
One of the things we love about Australia is what a great community you have here. For cryptocurrencies, for incubating new projects, and also for the government participation here. I think is much more positive interaction than you're seeing in a lot of jurisdictions.
Yes. Thanks for all the sound testing and checks, guys. That's not us.
It's our sound guy.
No, Australia's great. We do love it here. I'm a Kiwi, but same New Zealand, both quite innovative, and it's pretty fun, pretty wild. So it's cool to meet great guys like you guys that are innovating and doing new stuff. So we'll keep you guys posted on what these guys do, and make sure you go to the website penta.global.
And please check us out.
Check them out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
No,
appreciate it.
It was a really good interview, apart from all the sound and shit.
Pretty good.